What is going on, everybody? Jumbo Thick here, back with more Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4th Edition. We are starting up the 4th session of our Rise of the Forsaken campaign. All of this is unofficial content. We are using the Warhammer Fantasy official rulebook, but that is about it. Most of the rules will be taken from there. Of course, there will be some subtle divergences, and of course, we will make mistakes, so just give us a little bit of a break on that. But as usual, guys, we have all three of our players for the first time in the campaign together, and it will be a glorious occasion. We will start. I am Jumbo Thick, your DM or GM, if you'd rather, for tonight. And let's go ahead and start introducing ourselves. Let's start off with Mr. Jumbo Smooth. If you want to just give a character name, maybe description, and or job title.
Sure. My name is Jumbo Smooth. I'll be playing the role of Marius Wolf. I'm a human peasant, career path of prospector. I'm 25 years old, 5'8", short. I'm pretty strong for my size. I've got gray hair, unnaturally gray hair, and blue eyes. But yeah, I just want to, my goal in life right now is to live in a house.
What a good goal to have.
Thanks.
All right, now let's move on to Sean. If you want to go ahead and give a description for your character.
Yep. I'm Sean. I am playing Ketch, a human rat catcher. I'm 17 years of age. I'm 5'8", which is not short, Marius.
Oh,
and I have light brown hair and brown eyes, although my brown hair seems a bit darker because I am very dingy looking, kind of greasy haired. Let it hang in front of my face for One Piece fans out there. I look like a scraggly Sanji. From that, it's the best way I can describe him. As far as his appearance, yeah. I'm trying to get out of the city where I'm from, which I have successfully done on this amazing road trip we're already having.
Yes, indeed.
And because Mr. Thick... Oh.
Go ahead.
Mr. Thick is always kind enough to let me shill my podcast. I'm also part of a comic book-oriented podcast called Southern Fried Geekery. You can find us on any way you can download podcasts from the Apple Store to iTunes, I guess would be the way to say that properly.
Yeah.
Anywhere else you can download podcasts. We also have a YouTube page where we upload the show as well. Feel free to check us out.
And you recently started up your own channel?
Oh, I finally started putting content on my own personal channel.
There
That's Sean Litton on YouTube. I just put up my first video of a classic movie review for like seminal films I've never seen. And the first one was Citizen Kane, so arguably the most seminal of films. Want to hear my thoughts on that? Go ahead and check out that video.
Yeah, and Sean does do really good reviews. If any of you guys want to check him out, I really enjoy the movie reviews, especially.
Well, thank you.
No problem, man. And then we will move on to Mr. Doobie. If you want to introduce yourself and your character.
What's going on, guys? I am playing Seamus McGreedy. I'm a human toll keeper, trying to make my way up to a road warden. Character is 22 years old, at a staggering 6'1" tall, with jet black hair and pale gray eyes.
All right. And I will say, like, 5'8" is probably like average height for this province.
Yeah.
So you guys are like average people. Seamus is freakishly tall. So, yeah. Yeah. All right.
Keep telling yourself that, Mr. Thick.
Well, now that we've got characters out of the way, let's dive right in, boys. Does anybody want to do an intro? Is that still on me? It's on me.
It's on you.
It's on me. Okay.
It's always on you.
It's always on me. I should just expect it. I should probably just write it for myself. So, last we left off, our blossoming party was brought together through a rather catastrophic, horrible event.
Edit that. It's gone.
No,
It's
keep it in.
gone. Yep, I'm editing that out. I probably won't, but we'll say it's gone. A catastrophic event. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. Of a beastman attack. The beastmen in the local woods around the mining town of Sealburg have been infested, especially since the war. That's gotten even worse, and they were attacking the town, making their numbers known. Our heroes were caught in the fray. They were ambushed. They stumbled upon a thickening plot of some kind, a very mysterious figure holding a interesting scroll of some kind, which may or may not have shown visions of some far distant lands, was discovered.
Oh, it showed visions.
Yes. Also nightmares, the stuff of nightmares. As well as surviving the beastmen ambushes, multiple ambushes at that, and taken an adventure through a rather dubious witch's hut of some kind, a local folklore legend that they ran into. They were ultimately cursed with taking down Tarkag the Unfilled. Do you remember the rest of his name?
Ooh, I do.
Go ahead.
Tarkag the Unfilled, Guardian of the Forbidden Stone.
Yes. Oh, man. Bonus points for that.
Oh, yeah.
Inspiration.
I'll give you a point of inspiration. I don't know what that does yet, but I'll let you know.
I don't know what that does either.
we'll figure it out. So they were to bring the head of Tarkag to Mother Inga, who are the Sightless, who is the one who cursed them in some way, which, if you remember, the curse was a brand across both of your wrists. That is Mr. Ketch and Marius. Whereas you need to bring her the head, and then we'll find out what happens then. Regardless of that, you've been trying to make your way back to Sealburg in hopes of taking some kind of shelter, regrouping, and then possibly we'll see what you do then. At the same time, Mr. Seamus made his appearance. Lost in the woods. No idea how he got there, but he stumbled upon Marius and Ketch, although Ketch was beaten over the head and taken out into the woods unceremoniously on the back of a beastman, which he all but gave the middle finger to.
It happens.
It does happen. The party of Seamus, Marius, and the two young women that have been accompanying them henceforth battled some beastmen, survived some rather close calls, and are currently crossing the charnel field that is the no man's land between the edge of the woods and where Sealburg, the town, actually starts. And this is where we are going to pick up for today's episode. So we are actually going to be opening up on Mr. Ketch.
All right.
So Ketch, your eyes start to crack open slowly. You are being jostled up and down. The smell wafting into your nose is that of wet, disgusting fur, matted. Almost smells worse than you do at this point in time.
Almost.
Your head hurts more than you can possibly imagine. It is the worst headache you've ever had. And as you're being jostled, fresh blood is dripping down from your skull. Speaking of which, you are down 7 wounds at the moment, so you can subtract that from your total.
Got it. Is that 7 wounds?
Yep, subtract 7, no saves or anything, just -7.
Yeah. Got it.
Glimpses of what happened, you're kind of remembering what the hell's going on. You can tell you're still in the woods. You can see the ground and the trees, and you can hear the grunting of the beastman that is clutching you over his shoulder. What would you like to do?
So I'm being carried.
Yes, you are being carried over the shoulder, almost like a fireman's carry, one-handed. The beastman that has you is very strong, and he's large, and you are almost effortless for him to carry as he's galloping through the woods at a very tremendous speed, I might add.
Is he on foot or is he on...
Oh, he's on foot.
Okay,
On hoof. I mean, he does have cloven hooves, so... And
right.
You are kind of being held onto his shoulder with not just his hand, but the large curling horns. One of them on his the right side of his head is currently pressing into your neck. You can feel kind of the point kind of digging in a little bit.
Am I bound?
You are not bound.
Do I
You
see
were just
Seek
limp.
anywhere?
What was that?
Do I see Seek anywhere?
You do not.
Guess I'm going to enjoy the ride for a minute. Try to gauge my
Okay.
surroundings.
Are you going to try to hide the fact that you are conscious?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Without moving, I guess let me see if I can peek around without
Go
moving too
ahead
much of my head.
and first make me a stealth check.
All right.
It's going to be challenging, so just a straight stealth check since you are literally being held by this beastman.
So that means no of my skill bonuses.
If you have bonuses, you can use them. If you have any bonuses to stealth.
Gotcha. All right, so that'll be a 37 stealth skill with my 5 bonus. And that is a 45, so that is a degree of failure.
Okay. All right.
I can't see shit.
That's just to see if he notices you're awake.
Oh, wait, stealth, yeah.
All right.
I'm
Now
waking
go
up.
ahead and make me a perception check.
Okay. So, perception is just straight roll 29. That is a 6.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's 2
So,
degrees of success.
so with you taking your time, trying to kind of keep your movements hidden, not let him realize that you have kind of regained your consciousness, your composure, you're getting deeper into the woods at this point. But you do, however, notice that you are certainly in the woods. And it's still about the time of day, you remember, when you blacked out. So not much time has passed. In fact, with that perception test, you can hear what sounds like fighting in the distance, off from where you assume you were taken from, in the opposite direction of where you're going.
Right.
You do see, kind of glancing in front of you, that this beastman is taking on almost like a goat trail, which is kind of ironic since he is kind of goat-like.
Right.
He's taken a path, and it looks like it's leading somewhere very intentionally deeper into the woods.
I don't like that one bit. Do I feel like I could possibly wiggle out?
Okay. Are you going to try to... So explain to me what you'd like to do.
Well, I mean, I need to, like, does it feel like he has an absolute firm grip on me? Like I could
Yes.
break his grip if I wanted to try and
Yes, you can...
tuck and roll.
You could attempt, if you'd like. You can tell just from the time you've spent kind of collecting yourself that he has a very good grip on you.
Yeah, and he said I'm pressed up against a horn. And he's got a grip on
And
me.
he's got you over the shoulder, one-handed, though. It is only one-handed, but as I said before, his muscles are rippling, and he is a large beastman.
Right. Well, I certainly, after my adventures in witch houses, I certainly don't want to be taken anywhere else deep in this fucking woods. So, I mean, okay. I want to attempt, since I'm being slung. You said I'm backwards to him, right? Like I'm facing the back of him.
Nope. Actually, yeah. That's how you are. You're slung over shoulder, so yeah, you're facing his hindquarters, which luckily for you, he does wear a loincloth. There is like a little tuft of hair sticking out the top.
You don't know what I like. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to be taken somewhere strange again. So I want to attempt to, I guess, knee him in the face And
Okay.
To try to loosen his grip to feel free and get off his shoulder.
Okay. I'm going to say that you're in a grapple right now.
Right.
So you can do this one of two ways. You can either make a strength check to try to break the grapple, or you can try to wiggle your way out. And this will be opposed to, I'm going to give myself disadvantage on the roll depending on if he noticed you were awake or not yet.
Right.
So you choose whichever one you want to do. Just let me know.
Like I said,
So it's either going to be strength or agility.
yeah. Well, agility is definitely higher, so that's why I was like, I mean, I'm not expecting to like break his face and make him let go, but at least stun him quickly enough to wiggle out.
Yeah,
So
that's basically what I'm giving you.
yeah, that's what I'm going for. We'll definitely do agility as higher stat.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for agility, and I'm going to roll an opposed check to see if he's going to hold on to you.
Okay. Come on, dice. 35 agility. I'm going to die. That's a 49.
Do you want to burn a fortune point?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead and
Yes, I
re-roll.
do. Dice hate me tonight already. Oh, that's better. That is a 3.
Okay. So, deftly, you catch the beastman completely unaware. Your knee slips up, smacks him into his curled beast-like face, and you hear something crunch, and he kind of brays, and you fall over his shoulder, and he's at a full run at this point. So you fall off of his shoulder, you hit the ground, and begin rolling from just the sheer momentum of where he was driving you. And he trips, skids face first into the dirt, careening into what looks like to be a tree.
Nice. Stunned, would you say?
He is shaken. He wasn't expecting you to move.
I don't feel like I can outrun this thing. Am I still on? I don't remember everything that went on in the last session since I wasn't there. I do apologize.
Yes,
Do I
it's
still
fine.
have my weapons on me?
You have all of your weapons on you, but you will remember you did use your pistol, so if you want to use it, it will have to be reloaded.
Oh, actually, am I remembering we have ammo?
Yes, you should have. I want to say you should still have 8 shots left,
Oh, okay.
if I remember correctly.
All right, but yeah, I think I'm gonna take it. Yeah, if I have time before he's like, I guess before we turn into combat to load it, I would definitely do that.
Okay. If you want to load it, I'm letting you guys use your free action, so go ahead and roll for that. See if you can load it.
All right.
It's
Will
just
I roll for that?
It's your ballistic plus your proficiency with black powder.
Oh, okay, so that's 40 plus 5. That's a 45, and that's a 24.
Okay, you easily grab the powder. Luckily, you rolled good enough to where you actually noticed that there was something kind of stuck into the barrel, and you clean it real quick, very quickly. You're very used to handling, especially pistols, which is unusual for this time, but something to make a note of. You clean it, and you've got it reloaded. The beastman's starting to kind of groggily shake his head.
All right. Would I have time to just straight up double tap back of the head? How far am I from him?
Well, you have one shot. You're probably maybe 5 feet from him. He's currently prone, laying face in the dirt, though.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take a quick stride up to him if I can, and put it straight to the back of his head and blow his brains out if I can do that.
Okay. Go ahead. Okay, that's fine. Go ahead and make me a attack it'll be just a regular attack. With you being this close, no, you know what? We'll see what happens. Go ahead and just make an attack.
All right. And that is, let's see, the gun. That is a +8. So all right, it's just a straight roll. Is it ballistic skill still?
Yeah, ballistic skill plus your the same one used for reloading. It's going to be the same skill.
Okay, same thing. So another 45. Oh, the dice hate me tonight. That's a 52.
Okay. Would you like to re-roll it?
I don't have another fortune. Can I use a fate point?
Yeah. How many fate points do you have?
3.
You have 2 more fortune points.
Oh, okay. Yes, I would like to re-roll that.
Okay.
Because this is important times. Much better, 17.
Okay. How many degrees is that? Is that 3?
45, so 3 degrees of success.
3 degrees. Okay. Funny thing, with you being this close to him, he turns his head to see you, brings up the shield on his arm, and the round hits the shield, goes through the shield, and misses him. At this point, he stands up to his full height, and now he is towering over you by at least a foot, and there is a menacing look in his eye. Is there anything else you would like to do?
I will roll to shit myself.
You still have your movement.
I do have movement. Yeah. That's just going to be a Bugs Bunny disappearing into the smoke. I'm going to attempt to just haul ass
Okay,
back
you were at close range. Which direction are you going to run in? Are you going to?
Said I could hear. You said I could hear fighting, right? When I was observing my surroundings, and I'm assuming that's going to be back towards battle is happening with my comrade.
That is true.
So yeah, that direction.
Okay. So as you go to move, and as he's standing up, this is kind of happening at the same time. He's coming up to his full height. You go to bolt away. He's going to try to smack you in the back.
Right.
Which he actually connects.
Right.
Just barely. So let's see here. You're running away, so you don't get to defend yourself. 34.
I think it's an agility dodge, personally.
You know what? I'll let you try to dodge. Go ahead.
Okay, if you're sure. I was just making up shit to try to live.
No, it's fine. I'll let you attempt to dodge.
Okay, agility 35. That's a 27.
Okay, so what would have been a hit, you feel it just kind of scrape by what would have been your right arm, and you have got a feeling it would have crushed that arm if it would have hit you.
Right.
And you start taking off. You can move at a rate of 40 feet per round, so you are booking it, I'm assuming, back towards where you were coming from.
Yes.
Okay. As you begin moving that direction, you see a furred form burst out of the woods in front of you. Not the huge hulking form that almost ripped your head off, but a smaller one. A white form that you recognize as Seek. He comes bursting out of the woods, and he sees you, and he comes up, and he kind of skids to a stop, and he sees the beastman behind you, and he starts barking at him. Is that going to be the end of your turn?
Yeah, I guess, because I'm not going to tell him to go after that beast. I wanted to run with me, so we'll save that for next turn.
The beastman brings a horn to his lips, which you can't see. All you hear is and you hear hooves starting to bump, 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 closing distance to you very quickly. It is once again your turn.
yell, seek, heal, and I'm just going to keep running.
Okay. I'm assuming you want him to keep pace with you?
Yeah, like come, whatever, heal,
Okay.
whatever, get
All
on
right.
my feet.
I feel your fellowship with Seek especially is good enough. I'm not going to make you roll for it. So you're closing distance to where you think you heard the people, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Funny thing, you are running in that direction. Go ahead and make me another perception test.
Ooh, that's a 74 from a 29, so that's 5 degrees of failure.
Yes, I like it. Okay, good.
Shit.
So, the woods here are you where you heard the noise from. You were probably it was at least 6-7 seconds ago. So you've covered at least 30 feet in that time, 40 feet probably. You're not quite sure which direction it is, so you just start running, and up ahead of you, slightly to the left, you see a interesting arrangement of trees. It looks like 2 of them have come up and grown together, making almost like a doorway. And there are some very unique skulls attached to the tree
Fuck
limbs.
you.
And a figure pokes its head in from in between, and it almost seems to be completely shaded in darkness, despite there being sunlight outside. And it says, and it's a very familiar voice, "Over here, sir, over here." And then it just ducks back through the doorway.
Holy Jesus. Not good. Yeah, no. I'm going hard. You know what? I'm going to roll real quick if it's hard left or hard right. I'm not going back to the witch. Yeah, that's going to be a hard left turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you immediately bolt to the left.
As soon as I see that, it's like, hard turn.
All right. As soon as you make the turn, you can hear the unique sound of many, many trotting feet come galloping in your direction, and you hear the barks and aggressive yelps of the Chaos Warhounds. There seems to be at least 5 or 6 sets of them.
Oh, shit.
They are coming in your direction, as well as you can hear the hooves starting to bump, 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 getting closer to you of the beastman that is tracking you. Once again, this time to your right. "Sir, over here." And then it ducks back through the tree line. It's your turn again.
Follow the voice.
Okay.
Not happy. I'm not happy, Thick.
You duck your head into the tree line.
Yeah.
As soon as you pass through, a similar hovel is sitting before you. And there's a young woman. "I see you needed a little bit of guidance."
Yep. What are you doing? What we doing? I'm just like, at this point, I just like literally will just sit on the ground like, all right, what are we doing?
She makes eye contact with you. She's smiling at you. She slowly walks up to you. "I thought it best to save you the trouble of seeking me out. And it looks like you are in a spot of trouble yourself."
Yeah, not going well out there.
She is closing the distance to you. She is within 5 feet. Is there anything you'd like to do?
No, just see what happens.
Okay, you were just right outside of the barrier. I'm assuming you haven't walked any further in.
Well, I mean, yeah, I crossed the barrier.
Okay, yeah, but you're just like standing right there.
But yeah, I'm not too deep into the compound. Once I realized what it was, I'm going based on the last time we went through this and they couldn't get me, so I know that was safe. And then I'm going to deal with this woman probably wanting to eat me. So I mean,
Got it.
I'm not too deep in, but it's like, come get your meal. That's what's about to happen.
So she closes once again, and suddenly she's behind you, as normal. As this has happened to you before, so you're more ready for it than you were before. Seek is a little perturbed, of course, as he was last time.
Yeah.
She says, You smell just as fresh as the few weeks ago you came to see me. And she caresses her hand through your hair. She says, I have a gift for you. There's one more boon I must grant you if you are to eliminate the threat of the herd. And as her hand starts drifting down across the back of your neck, it comes down under your shoulders and around your midsection. Is there anything you're doing?
Oh, just literally just sitting there like, all right, what's gonna happen?
Okay. She seems to be sensually rubbing your pectorals at this moment, and then
I work out, so yeah, I understand.
Her hands come together in front of you, and they clasp together. And then when they open, there is a pendant. And she takes the pendant, puts it into your open hand. Do you care which hand it is?
Right hand.
Okay. She takes the hand that you offer, and she's still behind you.
Yeah.
Puts the pendant into your hand, presses it into the flesh, and then drifts away. You don't feel her behind you anymore.
Okay. Look at the pendant that's now embedded in my hand. What's it look like?
It is not embedded in your hand, actually. You feel it. It's completely
push into the hand.
It's pushed in. It's not in it though. It's actually a black stone of some kind. You don't know much about metalworking or anything like that. You're not sure what it is exactly, but it seems to be some kind of almost shamanistic pendant of some kind. There's some interesting symbols carved into it. You recognize the main symbol that dominates it as one of the symbols you saw from the scroll. And as you're looking at it, you hear her voice. You will need this to destroy the very stone that Tarkag is so blessed from, if you ever hope to actually take his head.
Wonderful. All right. Yeah. Just clasp that good old pennant around the neck.
Okay.
Miss witch lady person, I don't remember her name. Did we ever even get her name?
You did. It was Inga the Sightless.
Miss Sightless. Is there something you can do to get me back to my comrades so we could work on this task? There seems to be a whole gaggle of ass monkeys just keeping me from my friends.
Your language is colorful, to say the least.
Indubitably.
And you don't see anything. She just says, "Run along."
Just the way I came. Let's go.
No reply.
Right then. Zeke, it's been real. Let's go. And I guess we'll run back to the gate.
As soon as you turn around and walk through what literally is the exact same entryway that you went into, you can still see the woods on the other side. In fact, the beastmen are charging at you currently. There are hounds galore. Your feet
certainly not stepping through. You pass
through the entryway, and immediately it's almost like a crack of thunder.
Oh.
And you are now standing at the edge of a tree line, and you're looking over a field of some kind, and there seems to be a city in the distance, and the field is littered with corpses. There are mounds of bodies. Looks like a great battle was fought here. And off slightly in the distance, you see 4 figures, 3 of which you recognize, 1 of which you don't. And we will cut now to Herr Schneider. And, excuse me, Seamus. I said Schneider, didn't I?
You did.
He did.
Mr. Seamus and Mr. Wolf. So you two, it's obvious. I'm not going to make you roll a perception check. You immediately hear a crack of thunder off in the distance, close to where you guys recently murdered the Ungors that were blocking your path.
I go, oh shit! And I turn around real quick to see what's going on.
Okay. Marius, as soon as you turn, it's obvious who it is. Mr. Ketch and his faithful dog Seek are stumbling out of the woods. He looks both terrified and relieved, and he seems to be sporting a necklace, a newfound piece of jewelry as well. You can see it dangling from his chest. It's pretty obvious.
Is he like how far is he from?
Oh, he's so you've crossed about halfway through the charnel field. Mm-hmm. He's probably 100 feet away.
All right. That's not too far. I look at him and I say, I yell at him, I guess, from across the field. My Ulrix Herias! It's good to see you!
So this man is yelling at me from across a field of dead bodies.
Yes. And you do recognize the voice.
Well, yeah, but like for fuck's sake. We just haul ass across the field. Okay.
Which I might add, your hauling ass at this moment is probably slightly hindered due to your grievous wound across your forehead.
Doing the best I can.
Okay. As you get closer, are you guys staying put? Or are you guys going towards him, Seamus and Marius?
I'm probably staying put.
Yeah. Stay put.
All right. As you're getting closer, Mr. Ketch, you notice that the rather tall-looking man, wearing a rather patched and used-looking leather jerkin of some kind. He's wearing just some standard gear. He's got a crossbow held at the ready, not pointing in your direction, I'm not assuming. But there is a rather large black-fletched arrow sticking out of his back.
well, he's seen some action.
Yes. And at the same time, Mr. Wolf also looks like he's seen some severe action as his face has been carved. Looks like some deep gouges carved in through the sides of his head. And one of his shoulders is also bleeding.
I'll just keep moving as best I can to get to him.
Okay.
And
right.
I guess once sorry.
I'm going to say you guys easily meet up at this point, so.
I'm also holding Miss Suna, and the Abby, I believe, is on my back.
Yes, he kind of looks like a totem pole. He's got, for as short as he is, he's holding Miss Suna, very gentlemanly, kind of Dread Pirate Robertsy, out in front, and then the young Miss Abby is riding his shoulders, clutching his hair for stability. They are both blindfolded.
Yes.
As well, we just look like the best adventuring crew ever. How are you doing, sir? Looking at Seamus.
I'll look at the Ketch and I'll say, are you the man that they carried off into the woods?
That is, in fact, my legacy. I'm sure I'm leaving behind on this day. But for now, pleasantries aside, I say we keep moving. There is a large grouping following me. I'm sure they are on the hunt.
Yeah, I'd like to get this fucking air out of me back.
Well, I'm no doctor, but maybe we can find one.
All right.
Sounds like a plan.
You gonna leave it in?
I was gonna have Marius try to take it out, but I forgot he was carrying 2 women.
My hands are full.
So I'll wait till we get to the city gates, I guess.
Yeah,
I can't reach it.
Onward to the city gates.
All right. Okay, so you guys are stumbling, and you've made it to the midpoint in between the edge of the woods and what would be the old wall of Sealburg. Marius and Seamus, you guys would both recognize it. Mr. Ketch, this is your first time being here, so this is all new to you. Right. The old wall is still crumbling. It's very well made for what it is, for being as ancient as it looks. There's almost no seams to it. And, of course, there's large portions of it that are just gone to either the events of the distant past or just time and lack of upkeep. As you make it about close to the wall, I'd say, to the old wall, you start noticing that this looks like where the actual bulk of the fighting was probably done. There is just... the ground here is just soaked in blood, and it looks more fresh than what you would have realized before, judging by the condition of the piles of bodies. It looks like perhaps this may have happened just a few hours ago, and something has been hacking and eating the corpses. They were obviously dragged from where they were back to the edge of the forest clearing.
Oh, Lord.
Well, are you going to press on? Is there anything you'd like to do?
I've got my hands full at
Okay.
the moment, so I probably wouldn't.
We will keep pressing forward
I might
then.
look at it.
I'm
but
assuming, what kind of pace are you guys moving at?
I believe
The
last
best
time we
we
decided.
can.
Yeah, just kind of
Okay.
a brisk
So,
pace, not like
so
running.
we'll just give you kind of a brisk. You're approaching at a pretty decent speed, as fast as you guys can, given your current condition.
Yeah.
So there is normally a lone span of trees that separate the old wall from the new wall, where kind of these trees have kind of grown up. They're nothing thick, really, nothing too big, but it looks like they weren't cleared properly compared to what was cleared on the outside of the wall, and have been growing. And this is actually where you make your humble abode, Marius.
Do I see my tent?
So as you're going by, you look over to where you know your house should be, and your tent is in tatters. It's laying on the ground. Your neighboring tents are also in tatters, and there is blood spilled across the walls, across the floor. The campfires that are usually kept lit around this area are stomped out, and the various pits that they're in are just mucked. And there is blood and bile and some organs even decorating the floor around here.
Do I recognize anybody or anything besides
You
my
don't
tent?
see any bodies.
Okay.
You just see the condition of what the ground is like.
Okay.
Are you still keeping a quick movement?
Probably,
Okay.
if not quicker.
Okay. There's a couple trees to duck around, but you make it up to where you know, and I will say there's a bit of an overcast today, and there was some fog kind of preventing you guys from seeing the town in its entirety from where you were. And it's starting, as you're getting closer, it's starting to thin out, and you can start to see a little bit better towards the actual gates. And as you begin getting closer to the wall, you see that, especially you, Mr. Ketch, since you're seeing this for the first time, And actually, Seamus, this would be relatively new to you as well. There is a large wooden wall that has been built. It's definitely new, or newer. Certainly more new than the blocks that you saw earlier in between here and there. It is about 12 feet tall. Not the tallest wall you've ever seen, but it looks sturdy, very solid. There are signs of battle against the walls of this. You can see that there are arrows stuck throughout the wall. There are marks. Big gouges have been cut, split into the wood. There are, it appears to be burn patterns across it as well. And you can see there's large ruts leading up to where you think the front gate should be. It's still intact, but there it looks like something very heavy was pounding on the gate, and it looks like it was just about ready to buckle when whatever was doing it stopped. You can also see that it looks like there are some kind of crude makeshift ladders that have been splintered, and they're laying at the bottom of the wall. Now, as you look up, does one of you want to make a perception test?
Sure. Not me, but...
Say, really, I'm rolling like shit. Someone, I'll do it.
I'll give it a shot.
Mr. Seamus, this is your forte.
Here I go. Oh, that's going to be bad. That's an 82.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So this is very new to you. This wall wasn't here. You have no idea how something this large has sprung up overnight. It's inconceivable. It doesn't make any sense. And you're just kind of shocked, and you're having a hard time looking around. So you don't notice that there's actually two figures crouching on top of the wall. Marius, you start glancing around, looking for signs of life. Mm-hmm. And you start to drift up, and you hear the click, click of crossbow bolts.
I immediately shout out, whoa, 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 whoa. Oi, oi. Otto, you up there?
You hear there's a pause. Marius, is that you?
Let me in, you glorious old bastard.
My God, son! And he basically throws down a rope off the side.
Okay.
This is all he says. What? By Sigma, you live?
I do. I bring friends.
Friends? And he's looking down, and the fog's starting to clear a little bit, and you can kind of get the side of you. He's like, my God, what has happened?
I'll tell you later. Let's get this. Let's get Miss Suna and young Miss Abby up first.
Miss Suna, you found the caravan.
What's left of it?
How are you going to get her up here?
Maybe. I don't know.
The door is unusable. It looks like if they attempted to open it, it wouldn't close again.
All right, let's do. How can I look at the rope?
Yeah, you can see. I mean, it's sturdy. It's a sturdy rope.
Sturdy rope. Do I believe it can hold the weight of 2?
I mean, you could try.
All right.
I mean, ropes are not exactly your specialty, sir.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to carry Miss Suna up. I believe.
Explain to me how this is gonna work.
She will kind of spider monkey on my back.
Okay.
And I He-Man it up.
I would like to hear you explain to Misuna what you're doing.
Well, I haven't done it yet, but I was going to talk to her. But,
Plus, they're still blindfolded.
Yeah, I know. I assuming they're getting a little bit more excited since they're hearing Otto's voice.
They hear Otto. Abby's like, "Oh, are we to town yet?"
Do any of the ladders look good?
The ladders are. I will say this. Go ahead and make me a perception check.
Fuck. All right. Let's see here. Oh no. I rolled an 89 and my perception is 30.
Okay. One of the ladders, it looks like it's in decent condition. You're not sure who the hell made these things. The rungs are uneven. The actual long pieces they're not even carved wood. It's just like some branches that were kind of lashed together with some kind of foul smelling cord. But you could probably work. Why not?
I look up at. Can Otto see me? Can I see Otto?
You can see Otto. You can see Otto. You get the feeling he can see you a little bit better from his position, but
I look at him and I look at the rope and I look back up at him and I give him kind of like, "Come on, man, fuck."
Marius, we weren't expecting anyone to come out of these woods.
You gotta help me here. So let me.
Hold on. Let me see what I can do.
Okay.
Are you guys gonna wait?
Did you say the wall was 12 feet tall?
It's 12 feet tall.
I mean, you guys could probably go on up, I guess.
I say, will one of them be able to get on my shoulders and reach it?
I mean, there's the rope hanging there. I mean, they would probably get close enough to maybe get a decent. If you guys want to do that, make a jump to it.
I got strong legs, bro.
That's true.
One of you guys might be able to get on my shoulders, and maybe you can reach it from there.
Oh, gee. I
don't know where the fuck that other guy went.
I'm not athletic. My athletics suck. It's agility based.
Well, I don't want to step on your arrow, but I guess I'm probably the most agile person here.
Probably.
Yeah. So, all right. Seek, stay, and we're gonna try this.
Oh God, what are we gonna do about Seek?
Yeah, how are you gonna get Seek up?
Oh, don't worry. Actually, wait, I have a nice backpack I procured from the doctor's body.
You do. You could place him in that if you'd like. Very, I don't know, like show doggy. I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay. Do you want to just climb the rope, or do you want to do this jump from the shoulder thing?
I mean, he seemed pretty bound and determined to have someone leap off his shoulders, but I hate to make him bleed more, so I guess I'll go up the rope.
Okay.
Well, fine, we'll let logic dictate our moves.
Okay. I'm just throwing it out. There is a rope still there.
But do I know this rope? Do I know these people? They look dirty.
Yeah.
Fine,
I mean, it's up to interpretation.
Yeah, well, I'm used to dirt. I'm working in the sewers.
Go ahead and you don't have to make me a check to climb this rope. It's not that high.
Woo.
You easily catch with Seek and tow. You easily climb the rope. You're up at the top of the wall. Is there anything else you would like to do once you get to the top?
Hello? I'm friends with that Marius guy.
Okay, there's another. There it looks like another guard up top. He's kind of eyeballing you. It's like, my God, boy, what the fuck happened to you?
Oh, it's quite a tale that I will gladly tell you over ale and food later on. But for now, we should really focus on the task at hand of getting my comrades up here to the safety with you fine gentlemen. So what do we have?
That sounds like a good
them-
idea, son. And he's going to come help you in some way or fashion if he's given instruction.
All right. So what do I have around me? Is there anything I can do? Now that I'm up here, is there ladders? Is there more rope?
Okay,
Something that
so-
will aid me in helping these
So
women get up here.
you can see Otto at the base of the wall. He's struggling to pick up a heavy ladder. He's kind of, and he's not exactly the most sprightly of individuals.
And
So he's struggling. He's kind of trying to pick it up, and he's grunting. He's picking this thing up, and he's slowly walking it over to the wall. Looks like a very heavy, sturdily built ladder that he's walking over towards you guys. It might take him a little while to get there.
I will help him.
Okay. So, Marius and Seamus, you see Mr. Ketch stand up. He talks to the guard, and then he jumps off the wall.
Okay.
At least that's what you see.
What the fuck? That's two people
done
that
with
have jumped off the wall.
It's a happening thing to do.
Okay. Marius and Seamus, what would you guys like to do?
I'm
I'm gonna keep complaining about the people that keep climbing up and jumping down.
Okay. All right. As you're standing there,
Okay.
you start hearing a familiar noise. You hear the barking and braying of beastmen.
Oh, gee.
You can hear hounds howling loudly, and they're coming back from where you guys were. They've got a ways to get to you, but you got the feeling they're coming.
I immediately look at Miss Suna, and I take off. I kind of raise up her blindfold,
Mm-hmm.
and we're here, Miss Suna, but we have to hurry. And I kind of show her the wall, and the rope and everything. I'm gonna have to set you down for 1 second, okay? And so I set her down, like on her
Okay.
feet.
She has got a death grip on you. Don't you leave me here.
I won't, I promise. And I
That blindfold's getting ripped off, by the way. It's gone.
okay, it's gone. All right, I look at Seamus. Do I see the arrow in his back?
Oh, yeah.
Does
It's obvious.
Does it look like I could take it out?
You can
what am I
try.
thinking? I look at Seamus. I'm like, you want me to get the thing? Would you like me to give it a try?
I don't know if this is the right time.
I'm trying to think of how we're gonna get these two up here. How about this? Do you think you could take the girl on your back and climb up?
I could put her on my shoulders.
All right. I take Abby and put her on Seamus' shoulders.
Okay. The arrow's still sticking out of his back.
I know.
Abby's...
I put it on top of her top of his shoulders.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say carefully, make me a dexterity check.
Oh shit. All right. That is 18.
Okay.
37.
Oh, yeah. You very dexterously maneuver Abby around the massive arrow sticking out of his back and put Abby across the top of his shoulders. She's clutching now the side of your head, Seamus. The blindfold's off at this point. She's terrified, especially at the sound of more horrors coming your way. And her little fingernails are digging into your forehead, and the weight of her on your shoulders is also pressing down on your back and digging the arrow in just a little deeper.
All right.
So, what would you like to do?
I guess I want to try to scale this rope.
Okay. with the added pressure of beastmen coming and the extra body you're hauling with you, I will need you to make an agility check. But I'll give it to you with as tall as you are. I mean, you're almost halfway up the damn wall anyway. Plus 20.
All right. Oh, yeah, it's going to be a good one. That's a 35 out of 47.
Okay. So you easily you start scaling the wall. It's only a couple lengths of rope up for you with as tall as you are and much of a reach as you have. A couple pulls up the rope and you're up there already. And as you crest the top, you see that Mr. Ketch and Old Man Otto are bringing a ladder your way.
All right, I'll get the girl off of me and help them with that ladder.
Okay. You easily, you just kind of place her down, and she's whimpering. She looks terrified. You reach down, Mr. Ketch. I'm assuming you're still helping Otto.
Of course, I'm going to see him that he just came up over the wall like, patience is a virtue, my friend. Continue hauling the ladder.
So as you say that, the guard's like, hurry the fuck up! They're fucking coming again! And with Seamus's help, you easily get it up against the wall. Now, I'm going to need one of you to make a strength check to get it up over the wall and down to Marius. You will get it with assistance, so you will get an advantage on it, but I need one of you to make the check.
Does Seamus look burlier than I do?
I don't know. Do you think he does?
Remember his description, DM.
He looks like he does good for himself. He's definitely taller than you.
Okay. I'll say, lift it up, my friend, and I will aid you as best I can.
Okay, so Seamus, I need you to make a strength check plus 20.
Plus 20. Ooh. That's a failure.
How bad?
5 degrees.
Fuck.
Would you like to re-roll that with a fortune point?
Yeah, I'm going to use that fortune point.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Well, a little better. This time it was a 56.
Out of?
With your plus 20, it would have been 50.
Okay, so just a minor failure?
Yeah.
Okay, so you get it up. You get it up over the wall, but you're having a hard time pushing it to get it down. Marius, you can see the ladder crest the top of the wall, and it's just kind of dangling there. It's probably a good 2-3 feet above you, just dangling there. It looks like Seamus has got it caught on the wall somewhere, and he's trying to force it down to you. Okay. And at this point, the barking and braying is getting much closer. And the guard at the top is now lifting his crossbow and aiming out.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
I look at Miss Sue and I say, as soon as that thing gets down, climb up. And I pull out my pick and kind of turn around and take like a wide stance.
Oh, okay. You readying up, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Noted. Mr. Ketch.
I mean, like if I was to jump up and try to grab the ladder, would it help pull it down or would it break it? I was concerned that was like
you being you. You don't know, but you get the idea that this is very much sturdier than the ladder you were originally going to attempt to climb with.
Well, I'm just worried if I jumped up and grabbed it, because it's kind of angled onto the wall.
That's up to you. I mean, you can take that risk. It's up to you.
I'm worried it's gonna break if I jump up and grab it. Yeah, I'm going to stick with my original plan.
Okay. All right. At this point, the hounds are getting much closer now. You can start to hear them. You can almost hear their individual tones now. You can tell there's at least 6 or 7 hounds, and there's multiple beastmen that you can hear, and the ground itself is starting to kind of rumble a little bit with their presence. And there are now more guards running. There's more people running towards the wall. It's happening again! And the guard at the top is screams out, and you can see more people are starting to run towards the gates. Looks like there's several men. They look very tattered and beaten, with crossbows at the ready, and it looks like they're running towards the gates, but they're not quite there yet. So, Mr. Ketch, you see Seamus up there struggling. Is there anything you would like to do right now?
Can I get on top of the wall again to pull the ladder?
Yeah, there is actually a built-in set of stairs that you use to climb down. So you could easily in this time take it up to get to where Seamus is at.
Yeah, I want to bound up there and just help pull it up the rest of the way.
Okay. All right. With the two of you at the top of this wall, I'm not going to make you make another check. You dislodge it from where it is, and the ladder plants down into the ground. So
get your asses up here.
All right. So it's technically now Mr. Seamus. Is there anything you would like to do now?
Is the ladder in position?
The ladder looks like it's in position. You, from where you are standing and where you can see, because you have very good perceptive skills, you can see that there are quite a few beastmen running this way. They have made it to about where the old wall is, so there's only another maybe 50 yards until they're at the new wall.
I'll keep the crossbow ready in case they get into range.
Okay. And at this point, more of the guards are starting to make their way up the stairs, and they're getting into position as well. They look tattered and exhausted as they're passing you. Not as in bad a shape as you, but they don't look well. They've definitely seen some fighting. And you don't recognize any of these people that you've met so far. Besides Otto, oddly enough. You do recognize him. You recognize the voice. So now, Mr. Marius, what are you going to do?
Is Suna climbing at the ladder?
So, Suna has a broke leg.
I thought it was an ankle.
It was the ankle, you're correct.
Okay.
But it is, at this point, after all the events that have happened the past day, it's bleeding bad, and she can't put any weight on this thing.
All right. I turn around and I
say, she's attempting to climb it, but
okay.
it's not looking like she's going to climb it very quickly by herself.
I say, okay, we're going to hurry this up, ma'am. And so I get her kind of onto my back.
Oh, you just kind of sling her over there?
Yeah, just kind of sling her over there. And then I start trying to climb the ladder.
Okay. There's a full person dangling from your back.
Yep.
I'll need you to make a strength check.
All right, let's do this. Straight roll?
You have a ladder plus 20.
Okay. That is 54 out of 64.
Ooh, okay. A degree of success. So you, even with the added weight, you're Marius Wolf.
Marius Wolf.
You're a man amongst men when it comes to feats of strength. And you easily start scaling this ladder, and Miss Suna is just kind of taken aback by how quickly you're able to cover the ground with her attached to you. Okay. You get to the top of the ladder. What would you like to do?
I'll set her down.
Okay.
Kind of keep her low, and then I will motion, I guess, to Mr. Ketch, since he's not, since Seamus is aiming, to help me pull up this ladder.
Yep.
Oh, we gotta get this ladder up. We gotta get this ladder up, son. And I start trying to pull up the ladder.
Okay. The guards, I'm assuming you help, right, Ketch?
Absolutely.
Okay. Some of the other guards see what you're doing, and they go, oh, and 2 or 3 of them come up and start helping you. You guys easily, with the 4 to 5 people that you have, easily pick up this ladder and haphazardly throw it down behind you as beastmen are starting to crest past this wall. And Ketch, I need you to make a perception check for me.
That is a 89 from 29.
Okay, you don't see anything. You're too distracted by what's going on.
Yeah.
But you do hear a loud, "Ah!" And you glance down, and you recognize the sound even if you can't see what's making it. You get the idea that whoever or whatever has been pursuing you knows where you are and is enraged that you've escaped from him yet again. So this herd crests the hill. I'm going to need... They're starting to get into crossbow range. So, Seamus, would you like to take a shot?
Yeah, is there like a captain up there, or is it just...
So, for the most part, the way this line looks up, there are hounds running towards the walls, which you're not even sure what the hell they're going to do. They don't know what they're going to do either. There's at least half a dozen. Actually, there's almost a dozen hounds now, and there looks like there's even more coming. The slathering chaos warhounds that you've seen before with the greenish pigment to their skin and the matted fur. You can't make their individual details out from this distance. They're about 60 feet from you. They are barking and growling, and then there are quite a few beastmen at their back. You see ungors, you see gores, you see a few gores that are wearing what looks to be some kind of hammered, blackened plate armor across their bodies. They also have larger racks of horns, and there are at least 4 or 5 of those out in the distance. And there's also a hulking figure, massive, starting to storm towards the gate. You're boom, boom, and it looks like some of the other beastmen are getting out of the way, and you see a colossal beastman. It has the head of some kind of bovine creature and 2 massive horns. And in its hugely muscled arms, this creature looks to be almost as tall as the wall. You see a double-bladed axe that it looks like it's just so large you're not even sure how someone is even holding this thing. And he is running towards that wall at a full sprint.
Is anybody on the wall?
There are
like
at this point there are guards on the wall, and they look terrified, and they're just starting to haphazardly loose bolts into the crowd.
I'll try to rally the troops.
Okay, are you going to use your leadership skill?
Yeah, I'm going to give it a shot, see if they listen to me.
Okay, go ahead and roll for leadership.
What is that under? Fellowship.
Fellowship, yes.
That's a minor failure. I rolled a 41 out of 36.
Okay, what do you say to him?
I say, all right, lads, everybody in for the fucking big one on my mark.
And for the most part, you can see that there is piss wafting down most of the legs of these gentlemen at the sight of the Minotaur that is charging towards this gate. The one closest to you, the one that's been helping you this whole time, just, hi lad, Sigma be praised. And he looses a bolt before you even say anything. It bounces off of the Minotaur's armor, which, oddly enough, he has a large plate of armor. It almost looks like a giant shield just around his midsection, and it's got this disgusting looking like bladed pick coming out of it. But for the most part, he's naked like most beastmen are, minus a loincloth, of course, made of man flesh. But that didn't work out so well. So as that happens, Mr. Wolf, it is actually your turn. Is there anything you would like to do?
I don't have any ranged weapons. So, do I see any ranged weapons kind of laying around? Like
Make a perception check.
All right.
You better get on that wall.
I'm bad at seeing things. All right. I got a 20 out of 30.
Okay, all right. So you're looking around. I mean, and this is happening quickly. This is starting to get out of control very fast. You're looking around. You're looking at the ground. You look at the side of the wall. You do see it looks like a crossbow. It's not loaded. It's just laying about probably 20 feet from you, leaning against a part of the wall that you're standing on.
All right.
Now, Abby and Suna are still standing next to you. You haven't told them to do anything?
I know. I was about to say something about that. So,
okay.
I see the bow, and I'm like, all right. But then I see Miss Suna and Abby. So I'm like, I'm going to get you ladies out of here. And I pick up Miss Suna again. Well, actually, no. First, I'll pick up Abby and kind of sling her onto my shoulders, and then grab Miss Suna. All right. Pick her up, and then try to get off the barricade there. And try to get them at least a little bit further, I guess, inside the city as fast as I can to like safety, or just if I see like a very well defended point someplace.
Okay.
Kind of.
At this point, you're looking into the town, and you're familiar with town. There's one main central road that leads from the gate, and it goes all the way to what you know to be the mine, deep into the base of the mountain. And from this vantage point, you pick up Misuna, and you can see there's a large group of, well, not a very large. It's actually a rather thin group of men, led by a man wearing some interesting armor and some definitely unique clothing style that you can't quite make out from this distance, but you get the feeling that might be a person you might want to run to.
Okay, so I'll take the ladies to them.
Okay, I'll say that you easily make it down the stairs, unless you want to just jump off.
I'll probably go down the stairs.
Okay. You go down the stairs, which does lead to where the gate is, the cracked gate, and
I'm running
you cut
as fast as I can.
Yeah, you cut up the road towards the figures that you see, and Old Man Otto is actually with the figures. He's like, Marius, this way!
Okay.
Okay.
I start just running or moving as fast as I can with those two.
Okay. Mr. Ketch.
Sir.
As you're standing atop this wall, you hear a loud and you look out and roll me one more perception check.
I've been doing so well.
I know you have.
Yeah, that's going to be a good old 87 from 29.
Okay. You have no idea where it originated from. You see something out in the distance through the little bit of overcast and the still kind of clearing fog. You see a figure step out of the woods closer to the clearing where you actually came out of, making your trek to Sealburg across the charnel fields, and I mean it's a good distance away. It would have been a hard check for anybody to make, but you're looking out and you see a figure step out. It's got this massive horn. I mean, it's huge. For you to be able to see it from this distance, it's huge and it looks heavy. And this figure also looks rather large. And as soon as that horn bellows out, you see some of the beastmen kind of tense up. And the Bestigors bring up these banners that they have, which look like they've made from skinned people. And they start smacking them into the ground. Boom, boom, boom. And the Minotaur actually skids to a halt 10, 12 feet from the gate. And kind of looks back over his shoulder. And kind of huffs and starts shaking his head back and forth. Looks like he's agitated. What would you like to do?
I guess try to take another look and see what the hell has caused all this.
Okay, you look back out, and the horn is sounded again. And then the Bestigors, which you wouldn't know what the hell they were, but just for the sake of me describing them, the armored beastmen start taking up a chant to themselves. You don't know their language. It just sounds like brain, but in a rhythmic fashion, kind of almost disturbing in how uniform it is. And the other beastmen start to slowly back away from the wall. The hounds are leashed, and they're starting to back away, and it looks like they're moving quickly to try to get out of range of the incoming crossbow fire, since they have no way to unleash any volleys of their own.
So I'm getting a feeling something big and bad is on its way over here. Look at my pendant. Is anything going on with it?
Okay, you pull it up, you look at it, it's cold. Nothing.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get down off this wall.
Okay.
Go to Marius.
Okay. As you step off the wall, you will see that you've never been in town before. You will see that there's a cobblestone road, which is very unique to especially a town of this size and how far away from civilization this is. There's actually a cobblestone road that leads from the gate further into town. Now, this close to the wall, the new wall that is, you can see that there are almost ramshackle houses. They don't look the best built, but they don't look shoddy either. They don't look like they're going to fall over at any moment. But as you make it down, I'm assuming you're taking the stairs as well.
Yes, and I'm letting Seek out the bag as well.
Okay. So Zeke comes hopping out of the bag, and you guys start taking the stairs. I'm assuming you're going to follow where Marius is, right?
Yeah, looking for him.
Okay. All right. And you spot him. He's easy to see. He's the only man wielding a pick near the wall, at least.
Like a real man does.
Exactly. And he does have, of course, the women with him as well. So you start making your way towards him, and you're noticing that the buildings around here are in decent shape. Doesn't look like there's been any real fighting on the inside of the wall, at least from what you can tell. But there are wounded strewn about. It looks like men bandaged and people kind of just mumbling to themselves and either half asleep or possibly dead, laying at the sides of the street.
Yeah.
So with that, Mr. Seamus, it's your turn. Mm-hmm. Now, you're still on the wall. Have you let loose any bolts?
I have not.
Okay. The beastmen, you notice, are starting to back away from the wall. It looks like whatever plan they had isn't going to work out, and they're starting to back away. The Minotaur, however, looks royally pissed off, and it's just kind of shaking his head back and forth. A couple of the guards have already launched bolts at it, and he's got a couple sticking out of its shoulder. Doesn't appear that it's affecting it too much.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
It doesn't look like they're going to attack.
As far as you can tell, it doesn't. Now, if you would like to make a perception check, you can to see if you can possibly ascertain anything else going on.
Yeah, we'll give it a shot. I'm not going to see anything. That is 4 degrees of failure.
Okay. Similar to Mr. Ketch, it's too far out. You can't see exactly what's going on. But you do see the figure out in the distance that Mr. Ketch saw. And you do notice that this beastman wielding the horn kind of slings it across its back, almost like a weapon. And then it slowly trudges back into the forest.
All right, I will slap the guy on the back next to me, and say, good way to be brave out here, lad. I'm gonna go get me something to drink.
And he's he's quaking in fear still, and his crossbow's been spent, and he hasn't even bothered to reload it. He's just shaking.
Maybe get yourself a new pair of pants.
Hi, sir. Hi.
I will jump down and see if I can catch up to those guys eventually.
Are you jumping, or you can take the stairs?
I'll take the stairs.
Damn it. Okay, take the stairs. Okay. I'm going to say you easily take the stairs, and you can catch up to Marius and Ketch. And
on my way down
is where we're going to end. We're going to take our first break, just so you know. We'll pick up with whatever you want to do in the next section.
Cool.